The letter of the day is L. L is for lupus. Lupus is a disease that attacks your immune system. It is not contagious. It does not have a cure. It is not a blood or skin cancer. It don't have anything to do with HIV and AIDS, and it's definitely nothing to do with leprosy as they have in the Bible. Although we as Trinis, we have to learn a little more about these different type of things. So let me tell you, call the lupus hotline today at 327-0220 and you'll get some more information about these things. Remember, at the end of the day, there is an us in lupus, so we must raise awareness today. Lupus. L.
Hello and welcome to the Voice of Lupus Foundation. I am your president and founder, Rihanna Harilal from Trinidad and Tobago. So who is the Voice of Lupus Foundation? Well, we're a registered NGO fiercely committed to improving the quality of life for all people living with lupus in Trinidad and Tobago since 2011 by investing in initiatives that promote advocacy, awareness, public education, and support of patients. The Voice of Lupus Foundation is the only national force devoted to giving one of the world's cruelest, most unpredictable, and devastating diseases a voice through advocacy, public awareness, and education, while giving caring support to those who suffer from its brutal impact. As president and founder of the Voice of Lupus Foundation, I am also the recipient of a national award, the Hummingbird Gold Medal, in 2022 in the spheres of community service, empowerment, and education for my work in advocacy, as well as in 2015, I was awarded the National Youth Ally Award by the Ministry of Gender, Youth, and Child Development for my efforts in Trinidad and Tobago to raise awareness of lupus. The following is an infomercial which we filmed back in 2012 featuring lupus patients in Trinidad and Tobago.
There are days when I pray for the wisdom to get through lupus day by day.
I live in indescribable pain every day.
Lupus is a daily struggle just to get out of bed.
I'm in the prime of my life, and lupus has robbed me of part of my future.
I am 18. Lupus has forced me to quit school. Now I am permanently disabled.
My body cannot distinguish good from bad, so all my cells are in battle.
There is no cure for lupus, and in Trinidad and Tobago, awareness is lacking.
Lupus can feel like a death sentence. I wish I didn't have to suffer all the time.
The treatment for lupus can be worse than the disease.
And can also get lupus, but it is not contagious.
I refuse to sit back and allow lupus to take a hold of me.
The Voice of Lupus Foundation's Lupus Learning Resource Center, based in San Fernando in Pleasantville, aims to provide education and support to individuals affected by lupus and their families. The center provides the much needed education, resources, and support to help individuals with lupus and their families better manage the disease and improve their quality of life. The Lupus Learning Resource Center offers a wide range of resources and services, including educational workshops and monthly webinars, as well as a library of information about lupus and its management. We also donate monthly food hampers to patients who live off social grants and medications to those who cannot afford their treatment. The Voice of Lupus Foundation is endorsed internationally. We are affiliated with the Lupus Foundations of America, Canada, Australia, and Lupus Europe. In March of 2017, we were made an honorary overseas member of Lupus UK, and the Voice of Lupus Foundation is also a member of the World Lupus Federation. Of course, we would have joined US Congressman Kevin Parker in Albany of 2018 in New York, the capital, to lobby their government to ensure that there was more funding and also to do the official proclamation declaring May 10th as World Lupus Day. So we were happy to be a part of that initiative. The Voice of Lupus Foundation over the past 13 years have several coverages of various media persons, and we would have been featured on various newspapers and magazines over the years. Of course, during the height of the pandemic in 2020, the Voice of Lupus Foundation successfully lobbied government to ensure an adequate supply of hydroxychloroquine for lupus patients in TNT amid COVID-19 and reports of global shortages. Of course, our lobbying would have forced the hand of, AP Scott also to be very sympathetic to our cause. They're the drug distribution company for hydroxychloroquine, and they jumped on donating 20 boxes, and we were able to bless those 20 low-income patients with their medication. And our extensive media coverage over the years, 13 years, we have worked very hard to build advocacy and bolster the much needed awareness in Trinidad and Tobago. Of course, local endorsements from Dwight York, national hero, as well as the health minister, Mr. Terence Dialsing, and of course, the governor of Central Bank, and so many others to list. Of course, Her Excellency Paula May Weeks, former president of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, of course, national Olympian Keyshawn Walker, just joining in to support the organization in our efforts. We have several signature projects. Among them is our annual Public Information Day and Candlelight Vigil to observe World Lupus Day on May 10th. And of course, awareness activities throughout the month. We also partner with the Carafin Games. It's a yearly partnership where we use sports to build public awareness of lupus within the financial services sector. We've partnered with the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force, the TTMA Trade and Investment Convention, and other NGOs like the Diabetes Association, the Caribbean Lifestyle Diabetes Center, among so many other NGOs. The organization also goes monthly to Tobago, hosting many public awareness campaigns at the supermarkets and at the malls in Tobago. We also host our quarterly meetings, support group meetings, that is, for patients, as well as our ongoing Let's Talk Lupus educational series. It's a webinar that's done once a month, and we feature various arms of the medical fraternity, as well as different NGOs supporting that of patients. Through the Voice of Lupus Foundation's Hand of Hope project, we're able to provide financial assistance to cover the cost of medical testing and screening, medical equipment such as wheelchairs, walkers, blood pressure kits, nebulizer machines, consultations with a specialist based on donations, and of course, providing food, support, and medications, as you saw before. World Lupus Day 2023, we took to the streets of San Fernando, and of course, we made history by having the proclamation of World Lupus Day read by His Excellency, His Worship Alderman Junior Regrello. Of course, here he is holding the seal for the declaration. And of course, we made some milestones there. So we are doing some great things. These are just photos of activities in the past where we would have held for awareness for World Lupus Day, so on, So we are doing our part to raise awareness and also to provide that tangible support to low-income patients by providing medication and food support, of course, encouraging lupus patients to be their own advocate over the years, So we are making a difference, and together we will continue to make a difference because we will conquer it together. And the heart of the Voice of Lupus Foundation is advocacy, public awareness, and education. And these are just photos of all the work we've done over the years. We also host our annual Christmas meet and greet. This was last year in 2022. And of course, what you see versus what you don't see. Many persons don't see that I look ill, because I don't look ill. I don't look like I have lupus, but these are some of the challenges I would have had to ride through over the years. So what you see versus what you don't see. And of course, this year's theme was Let's Make Lupus Visible, because we know that most of the symptoms of lupus are invisible, but patients are not.
And I rise like the day. Unafraid, I rise up, and I do it 1,000 times.
there is us in lupus, and with your help, we are reaching more and more people to tell them that lupus is a devastating disease that needs to be a public health priority in Trinidad and Tobago, and of course around the world, all in the Caribbean islands of this world. We need to get the awareness going. And remember, it takes on average, it takes 6 years from the onset of their symptoms for a person to receive an official diagnosis of lupus, and that's 6 years too long. And in that time, the disease can do so much damage. And as a lupus advocate and a patient, I know we must do better. Lives are dependent on it. Lupus is a life-altering and potentially fatal autoimmune disease that, affecting thousands of Trinbagonians. It's more pervasive and severe than people think, and has a devastating impact that the public doesn't realize. And while this condition has no boundaries, understanding lupus can help control its impact. So let's continue to give lupus a voice in Trinidad and Tobago and all over the world. So thank you so much for allowing me this opportunity. Many thanks to my rheumatologist, Dr. Keisha Davis King. Lots of love from Trinidad and Tobago over to you. So thank you again for viewing.